I'm Jane Rissy. I'm the director of Shalom Scranton, a local nonprofit, and we're here in the Greenhouse Project in Naog Park. Our mission is to grow healthy communities, basically. We want to educate and teach people about community gardens, about horticulture, about disease prevention through diet by growing some of their own foods, and especially about the local food movement, farm-to-table local food movement. We sponsor healthy cooking classes. We will have classes here with the Penn State Master Gardeners. One of the ways the public can get involved is to support us by buying flowers here. Right now we're selling mums. In the spring we have seedlings and plants and vegetable starts. In the end of September, on the 28th at noon, we have Jane Fry, local naturalist. She's going to lead a hike from here at noon. It's free to the public. On Sunday, September 29th, an artist, Holden Jude Ohl, will be here to conduct a class on terrarium building. And everyone that attends will go home with a terrarium from 12 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
I've always liked educating other people about what I've learned. I like to share what I know with other people. My interest in this type of work and plants in general started with my first fish tank when I was 2, and this really went off from there in combination with all my collections, which would vary from anything from starfish to seashells to rocks, and I would just organize them and display them. And this is really where I was able to incorporate all my passions from when I was younger into one piece. In this piece, we have all different types of animals. We have snails and tadpoles and different types of plants. The plants keep the water nice and clean for all the tadpoles and snails, and they can eat the plants. It's really quite a little mini ecosystem for anyone that's definitely a biology major. And the piece we have here, all of them are succulents, which are really drought resistant. They store water in their leaves. So they only need to be watered about at least a minimum of every 7 days. The gravel we have in here is petrified wood, which I thought was really cool. It's called wood bean gravel. You have various stones from all different beaches. So any of these pieces are really customizable. So you can change them any way you want. It really reflects the person, in my belief. Anything rustic looking, like old keys, any chunky metal pieces, which I think are really cool to add into there. It really looks good with the green. It's in my home. I actually work mainly, sometimes it explodes throughout the whole house. It's in the kitchen, the living room, but right now I've relocated into the basement and I've made that my own little workspace. So I liked doing it, and I would just have so many pieces within the house, and I'm like, what am I doing with these? So I started bringing them down to the shop where I worked, and they just started to sell, and just took off from there. Started getting custom orders and requests. Now this piece is an air plant. They typically grow in Central and South America. They have specialized cells that allow them to take all their nutrients in from the air and water. They are in the epiphyte family, meaning that they grow without soil and usually attached to rocks or trees. I always have so many raw materials around, so many containers, so many different plants and rocks and planting mediums. And then try to think of how you want it to look, and then the building aspect of it, to get to where you want it to look, and then to end up with the finished product and actually be able to bring your idea into reality. So this piece is a natural rock that has been drilled with a diamond bit, and we had to use a hose to keep the rock from overheating and cracking. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes just to drill down 4 inches, where the plant grows, and it'll get all its little offsets. The offsets will grow down and off the sides of the rocks. Well, anyone that's interested in plants would definitely see this as, like any gardener actually, would definitely see this as interesting because they're used to being outside, but then these pieces are meant to be inside, more of like a home decoration. But definitely the most interest would be anyone in an urban area because they have very little space, and they really would appreciate this more, to have something living within their home, because we sometimes take it for granted. We have the woods, the trees. They don't always have that. So the piece we have here is referred to as an aerium. It's unlike a typical terrarium, where a terrarium has soil. Terra means earth in Latin. So this would be an aerium. It has no growing base, no soil. You mainly take all dried plants, and the key component in here would be this Untitled Air Plant in the center. Any piece could definitely last for a long period of time. It just comes down to care. Nothing's really has an expiration date. Like some of the pieces, such as like the air plants, would live for several decades before actually kicking off. But before that, they would all have babies and offsets so that you can continue with it. This is a Medusa Air Plant that has been mounted to a cube of wood. This wood has been completely repurposed, meaning that it's recycled. So these are recycled wine bottles that I've cut in half and used for planters with these succulents growing out of them. This is a water drop vase where the plant is held right in the middle. It's a really simple design. This is really for the minimalist, where the focus is the plant. For this piece, if you can see some of the burn marks, I use a dull saw blade to get the burn marks since this is such a hard wood. I really like these pieces because they can be rearranged and it keeps it from getting stale. You can turn them all different sides, put them in a lot, and stack them on top of each other like you see here. I am currently partnered with Shalom Scranton, the greenhouse project in Neog Park, and we'll be having a class September 29th from 12 to 2, and if the first class fills up, we'll be having another one from 4 to 6. So all the materials will be included during the class. We're going to have all different types of gravel, rocks, and other decorative pieces, numerous plants to pick from, anywhere from succulents to dozens of different types of water plants. There's just going to be a very large selection. You can register at Duffy Accessories, and all supplies will be provided. I do encourage bringing your own containers, because you can make it your own that way. If you have any little funky containers at home, glass vases, whatever, any little personal keepsakes that you would like to put in them, anything you can add, you can really make these your own. For more information, you can come to Duffy Accessories or go directly to the Facebook page, Duffy Accessories, and you can find all the information needed.